I took a couple slides here, and I want to make you feel a little bit better about collecting your money. Probably the most popular way to do business internationally is through a letter of credit. Is there anybody here that has experience doing business through letters of credit? You do. Good. Okay? The way you do business with a letter of credit is you have a buyer and you have a seller. An importer and an exporter. The exporter has a bank. The importer has a bank. And the exporter and the importer write up a contract. And be careful if you ever use a letter of credit, because that contract that you write up, you want to make sure that it's specific and things are done the right way. A date is wrong, right? Or an amount is wrong. That whole deal has to be redone again. The negative thing to a letter of credit is that you're paying banks. The good thing is that you have two banks to support you. The bad thing is you have to pay two banks. And every time you have to redo the deal, it costs you more money. But real quick, the way a letter of credit works is that an exporter sends a bill of lading, an original bill of lading, which we're going to talk about. A bill of lading transfers title. So they send the original bill of lading to the bank. The importer sends their money to the bank. The banks exchange information, paperwork, money, and when that happens, the product then gets shipped. Okay? For the most part, it's a pretty safe way of doing business. But you want to make sure that the banks aren't corrupt. You want to make sure that the government isn't corrupt. Because suing to get your money is not a viable option. Because number one, it could take you years to go through a court system. And even if you get a judgment, how are you going to collect? Okay? So, one thing with letter of credits that I want to warn too is, especially with a company like Moog, your product is very expensive. It's very expensive to start to build, correct? So it's not an all or nothing type situation. If this piece of machinery that Moog is building to send to Argentina that cost $1 million, okay, they don't want to build the whole thing and get to the end and then say, okay, now send me my $1 million. Okay? It has to be, send me something to get it started. Here's a payment schedule along the way. Why do you need letters of credit? One word. What do you think it is? Hey, Carmen, would you lend me $50? Send it up. Trust. Right? I'm surprised you said yes. I would have said no. You don't know me. Seem nice? Okay. Okay. Trust. You don't trust each other. There's an exporter that doesn't trust the importer that doesn't trust the exporter. Why is that? Because these are different cultures, a different language, he's a different, government. I just don't trust. Okay? So when you don't trust, you need third parties. And in a letter of credit, third parties are the banks. What I want you to know is, you might want to jot this down, the good thing is, okay, it's probably the most secure way of doing business to make sure you get payment. It's not 100% fail-proof. Okay? The downside to it is it's expensive because you have bank fees. And if you have mistakes, am I on track? If you have mistakes, it's even going to cost you more. Okay? A couple other ways that you could do it is cash prior to shipment or cash in advance. But the problem with those two, who benefits and who takes all the risk in cash in advance? Pardon me? Yeah. Okay, the importer takes all the risk. You know, I'll send you the money, and I really hope that you're going to send me the product. Okay? Same thing with open account. You know, I'll give you 30 days to pay. Well, who takes all the risk? Who gets all the benefits? All right? So that's why cash in advance or cash prior to shipment or open accounts really don't work normally unless you're dealing with a sister company or a company that you have an interest in. Okay? Phased shipments, phased payments, we kind of talk about that a little bit. Okay? Actually, that's building trust. Export credit insurance, you know what? You could always get an insurance policy. Problem with an insurance company is now you got another company involved. They've got a lot of their restrictions that they're going to put on you, but maybe that's what your company needs. Maybe you need to be a little bit more structured. Maybe you need to have somebody over your shoulder saying, this is risky, don't do it.